What if I told you that the butter in your fridge, the one you swear tastes the same as every other stick, might actually be ruining half the meals you cook? I know that sounds dramatic, but butter is one of the sneakiest ingredients in your kitchen. The packaging shows golden swirls, creamy ribbons, and flaky pastries that practically float off the page. But what you actually get inside the box can be bland, watery, or downright disappointing. Here's the thing. Most of us just grab whatever's on sale or whatever our parents bought when we were kids. We assume butter is butter. But after reviewing taste tests, food lab results, baker recommendations, and actual customer reviews, I can tell you right now that assumption is costing you flavor, texture, and sometimes even money. Today, we're cutting through that illusion. I've built the definitive ranking of 8 major butter brands, from the ones you should never buy to the 3 that are absolute, melt-in-your-mouth gold. And trust me, some of these placements are going to shock you. You might be spreading number 8 on your toast right now and not even know it. So, before you ruin another piece of toast or flatten another batch of cookies, smash that subscribe button because we're about to save you money, flavor, and a whole lot of culinary heartbreak. Let's get into it. Number 8. Land O'Lakes, worst of the list. Alright, starting at the bottom, we've got Land O'Lakes. And look, I'm not here to trash a classic. This is the butter your grandma probably used. It's been around forever. The packaging is iconic, but when it comes to actual flavor and performance, Land O'Lakes is the definition of playing it safe, and not in a good way. Here's the real kicker. Land O'Lakes sits at 80% butterfat, which is standard for American butter. That might sound fine, but when you compare it to European-style butters that clock in at 82 to 84%, you're losing richness, creaminess, and depth. What you get instead is a butter that tastes fine. Not bad. Not great. Just fine. And get this. When taste panels do blind tests, Land O'Lakes consistently gets described as flat or one note. It's reliable, sure. It won't mess up your recipe, but it's also rarely the winner. Food and wine test kitchen editors call it dependable but rarely exceptional. It's like wearing plain socks to a wedding. You're technically dressed, but you're not making a statement. Bottom line, Land O'Lakes is good for emergencies, not for elevating anything. But if you think bland and forgettable is disappointing, wait until you see what happens when a butter is so neutral that people actually forget they're eating it. Number 7 is about to make Land O'Lakes look exciting. Number 7. Challenge Butter, Classic Sweet Cream. Next up, we've got Challenge Butter. And honestly, this one almost feels unfair to rank because it's so neutral. Challenge Butter is the butter, equivalent of a plain white t-shirt. It's safe, it's simple, and it's instantly overshadowed by anything with a little more personality. Challenge has a clean flavor, which some people love. But here's the problem. Clean doesn't mean interesting. When you put it up against cultured butters or grass-fed options, Challenge just disappears. There's no complexity, no richness, no memorable finish. It's butter, sure, but it's butter that doesn't ask you to remember it. And get this, some users report batch variability in texture and wateriness. That's a huge red flag. When you buy butter, you expect consistency. You don't want to open a stick and find out it's softer, wetter, or grainier than the last one you bought. That's not a premium experience. That's a quality control issue. Bottom line, reliable, but absolutely not memorable. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The next butter has something the bottom 2 don't, a cult following. Number 6. Tillamook, Higher Fat American Butter. All right, now we're getting into Tillamook. And I'll admit, Tillamook has a loyal fan base. People swear by it. But when you actually stack it up against European style and cultured butters, it starts to show its limits. Tillamook does have a slightly higher butterfat content than standard American butter, around 81%. That gives it a creamier texture, which is nice. But here's the problem. The flavor is mild. Really mild. And while some people love that gentle neutral taste, others find it underwhelming, especially when you're paying a premium price. Blind taste tests back this up. Panelists praise the texture, smooth, spreadable, creamy. But when it comes to flavor, the feedback is lukewarm. The salt level is often described as underwhelming. There's no punch, no boldness, no wow moment. It's good on warm bread, but when you taste it on its own or use it to finish a dish, it just doesn't deliver the impact you'd expect from a higher fat butter. Bottom line, creamy, comfortable, and just okay. But here's where everything changes. Starting with number 5, we're entering butter that actually knows what it wants to be. If this is already saving you from a bad meal, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's next. Number 5. President, French cultured butter. Now we step into President. And this is where things start to get interesting. President is a French cultured butter, which means it has a smooth, refined texture and subtle, tangy notes. It's elegant, it's sophisticated, and it performs beautifully in sauces and delicate pastries. Here's the thing, though. President is polite, maybe too polite. For a butter that positions itself as premium, it doesn't always deliver a flavor punch that matches its price tag. The texture is luxurious, no question, but when you compare it to bolder European competitors, President can feel a little restrained. Bakers love it for consistency. If you're making croissants, puff pastry, or delicate French sauces, President will perform like a dream. It has that creamy, buttery elegance that works. But if you're looking for a butter that stands out on its own, something you spread on toast and go, wow, President might leave you wanting more. And get this. In flavor-forward taste tests, President is frequently praised but rarely ranked number 1. It's the sophisticated middle tier. Great technique, modest excitement. It's like a well-tailored suit. You look good, but you're not turning heads. Bottom line, a refined, elegant choice that's great for baking and sauces, but not always worth the premium if you're chasing bold flavor. The next one on the list is the secret weapon that professional bakers whisper about in test kitchens. It's the butter that makes your friends ask, "Wait, what did you do differently?" Number 4. Plug Gras, European-style baking favorite. Now we're getting into the heavy hitters, and Plug Gras is where bakers start to get excited. This is the pastry chef's secret weapon. It's like switching from regular tires to performance tires. You might not notice the difference on a smooth highway, but the second things get demanding, you'll feel it. Plug Gras is European style, which means low moisture and higher fat. It's slow churned, which gives it a rich, creamy texture. And when you use it in baking, the difference is immediate. Your pastries come out flakier. Your sauces taste richer. Your cookies have better texture and spread. This is the butter that makes people ask, "What did you do differently?" Here's the real kicker. Plug Gras has mild cultured notes, but it's not as bold as some European imports. That makes it versatile. You get the technical benefits of European butter without the strong tang that some people find off-putting. And the performance-to-price ratio is excellent. You're paying a little more than standard American butter, but you're getting a serious upgrade. Epicurious frequently lists Plug Gras as a go-to butter for pastry excellence. Food labs back this up. If you bake, even occasionally, you'll notice the upgrade instantly. Your pie crusts will be flakier. Your cakes will be more tender. Your biscuits will rise higher and taste better. Bottom line, if you bake, Plug Gras is a no-brainer. And if you're finding this ranking useful, hit the like button. It really helps the channel cut through the noise. Now, buckle up, because we've officially entered the top 3. These aren't just good butters. These are the butters that food critics, test kitchens, and professional chefs put on their personal shopping lists. Number 3. Cabot, Salted Quarters, Vermont Creamery. All right, bronze medal goes to Cabot, and this one might surprise you. Cabot isn't flashy, it's not imported, It doesn't have a fancy French name. But here's the thing. Cabot is the hometown hero. It's familiar, warm, and surprisingly complex. What sets Cabot apart is the flavor. It has this bright, fresh, grassy taste that stands out in blind tests. And the salt balance? Absolutely perfect. Not too salty. Not too mild. Right in the sweet spot. It's the kind of butter that makes toast taste like an event. You put it on popcorn and suddenly you're at a gourmet movie theater. You melt it over steamed potatoes and you're questioning why you ever used anything else. And get this. Serious Eats named it one of their top-scoring butters for flavor and salt balance. That's not marketing hype. That's test kitchen credibility. The flavor is honest, clean, and delicious. It doesn't try to be something it's not. It's really, really good butter. Now, here's the catch. Cabot is regionally available, so depending on where you live, you might have to hunt for it. But if you can find it, grab it. This is the kind of butter that reminds you why simple food can be the best food. It's not trying to impress you with complexity. It's impressing you with quality. Bottom line, simple, honest, and shockingly good. But if Cabot is the quiet overachiever, the next butter is the exact opposite. Number 2 doesn't whisper. It doesn't blend in. It walks into the room and demands your attention. And if you're finding this ranking useful, hit the like button. It really helps the channel cut through the noise. Number 2. Kerrygold, grass-fed Irish butter. Silver medal goes to Kerrygold, and if you've been paying attention to the butter world at all, you knew this one was coming. Kerrygold is the unmistakable heavy hitter. It's the leather jacket in a room full of windbreakers. You taste it once, and you know exactly what it is. What makes Kerrygold so distinctive is the grass-fed richness. Irish cows graze on grass year-round, and that diet gives the butter a bold, almost caramel-like depth. The color is deeper. The aroma is stronger. The flavor is unforgettable. When you spread Kerrygold on bread, you're not adding butter, you're adding personality. And get this, Kerrygold is extremely creamy. The texture is luxurious. It melts beautifully. It's fantastic for finishing dishes, whether you're making compound butter for steak or tossing it on roasted vegetables. It makes everything taste richer, fuller, and more indulgent. But here's the thing. Kerrygold is bold. Sometimes too bold. If you're used to mild American butter, Kerrygold can be a shock to the system. Some people love that intensity. Others find it overwhelming. It's not a butter that fades into the background. It demands to be noticed. That said, Kerrygold regularly lands in top spots across independent taste tests. It's iconic for a reason. The grass-fed difference is real, and once you experience it, it's hard to go back. Bottom line, rich, distinct, iconic, and worthy of its reputation. But here's what nobody tells you. There's one butter that beats even Kerrygold. One butter that takes everything Kerrygold does, the richness, the creaminess, the boldness, and adds something Kerrygold doesn't have. And I guarantee it's not the one you're expecting. Number 1. Vermont Creamery. Cultured butter, pure gold. And here we are. Number 1. The gold medal. The butter that proves once and for all that butter is not just butter. Vermont Creamery. Cultured butter is what happens when someone really cares about their craft. This is butter with a personality, like turning your toast into a fine dining appetizer. What sets Vermont Creamery apart is the depth of flavor. It's cultured, which means it has this tangy, complex taste that builds as you eat it. It's not one note. It's not flat. It's layered. You get creaminess up front, then a subtle tang, then a rich, buttery finish. It's the kind of flavor that makes you stop and actually taste what you're eating. And the spreadability? Near perfect. It's soft, creamy, and luxurious straight from the fridge. You don't have to wait for it to warm up. You don't have to tear your bread trying to spread it. It glides. But here's the real kicker. Vermont Creamery is excellent for both cooking and snacking straight from the knife. You can use it in sauces, and it'll add complexity. You can bake with it, and your pastries will taste richer. Or you can eat it on a cracker and be completely satisfied. Multiple taste tests, Serious Eats, Food Republic, independent panels, name it among the absolute top in flavor intensity and craftsmanship. This is what butter tastes like when someone really cares. It's not mass-produced. It's not playing it safe. It's bold, intentional, and delicious. If you've never tried cultured butter before, this is the one that'll make you a believer. Bottom line, Vermont Creamery. Cultured butter is pure gold. No debate. So there you have it. 8 butter brands, ranked from worst to best. And as we've proven today, butter isn't just butter. The difference between the worst and the best can completely change the taste of your meals. At the bottom of the list, brands like Land O'Lakes and Challenge suffered from one thing. They promise golden richness, but deliver mild, safe, and forgettable flavor. Moving up, Tillamook and President gave us better texture and subtle elegance, but not enough punch to reach the top tier. Then we hit the real climbers. Blue Gras, the baker's dream with low moisture and high fat, Cabot, the cozy, grassy MVP with perfect salt balance, and Kerrygold, the bold Irish icon with grass-fed richness you can taste. And of course, Vermont Creamery, the undisputed champion, proved that cultured butter isn't hype. It's craftsmanship you can taste. So here's the big takeaway. Don't trust the packaging. Trust the performance. Sometimes the cheapest butter is perfectly fine for certain recipes, and sometimes the premium stick is genuinely worth every penny. The key is knowing when to splurge and when to save. If you learned something new today, or if one of these rankings surprised you, let me know in the comments which burger on this list surprised you the most. And if you want to make smarter fast food choices, subscribe and hit the bell. I'll see you in the next one. Let's keep your kitchen winning, one ingredient at a time.